All right, we are going to create the front and the back of our altered books. Vegan leather. You'll have an image for the front and an image for the back, and a piece of plastic or acetate or mica to create the window, the cover for your images on the front and the back. Okay, vegan leather, some paint, some sprays, some inks, and of course a Stabilo. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Okay, let's get this party started. This is the image that I'm going to put on the front of my book. It's going to take up most of the front, obviously. I am working in a smaller book than usual. This is 6.5 by 4.25, 4.5, someplace in there. I do have a ragged edge on my ruler. I'm going to bring in a few pieces of the vegan leather that are still in brown paper bag stage, and I'm going to go through some of these pieces and tear the edge off. I like the rough edge more than the straight edge. I feel like it glues down better. Go through your pieces of vegan leather and rough them up a little bit. They don't have to all be roughed up because they're going to be placed, they're going to be staggered on your book cover. Okay? Take a moment and rough them up a little bit. Here again, I am going to be working on the smaller book, bringing in some yellow ochre, one of my favorites. Dilute that with some water. And I'm going to paint these pieces of vegan leather. And we'll let those dry. Right, I brought in my spray box and Autumn Maple Crimson by Lindy's. I'm going to spray this. I never know how. I just have to let this happen. Just sporadically. And let that dry. I'd like to see a little bit of green in here. This is a Distress Ink Cracked Pistachio. And let that dry. All right, those are dry. I'm going to set those aside. I have my picture. I am going to put it pretty much in the center, maybe down a little bit. I'm going to do something to the spine. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the spine later on down the road. I'm going to put fabric on it for now. I will put Mod Podge on the fabric and close it over that spine. You can use scrapbooking paper. You can use more of the brown paper bag. Jelly print, anything. Or if you like the title of the book, leave it showing. That's always an option too. It's already started to pick up some grunge from the paint that was on my workspace. And I am okay with that. And we'll let that dry a bit before we start playing with the rest of the book cover. I am going to bring in a piece of acetate, cut that bigger than my front image, whatever you're using. Glue my image down with Mod Podge. I like to rub things down with paper towels so that they don't stick to my fingers. Put a bead of tacky glue around the edge of that image. Bring in that acetate. I'm going to bring in my rice bag and set it on here to hold that down and let that tacky glue dry. So while that is drying, you can go through your images and decide if you would like to do the same thing on the back with the vegan leather and another image and another piece of acetate. That's always an option for the back side as well, which is kind of fun. My front page is not dry yet. As you can see, I am going to flip it over and place this on the back. There again, Mod Podge. A piece of acetate a little bit larger than your image. A bead of tacky glue. And put the acetate over your image. Yeah, we're going to flip that over and start working on that. Start playing with that. It's not dry. I'm okay with that. I do have some extra acetate on the side of the book. Cut that off. And bring in some of the vegan leather. And glue that down with Mod Podge. Mix and match whatever you want to do, small pieces, large pieces. Cover your book cover. So I have the front done. This is what they started off like, and the Lindy's kind of rubs off. So that's kind of sporadic around on the cover, which I really like. Anyway, I've got the front done, and I'm going to turn it over and cover the back with the vegan leather as well. So while my cover is drying, I'm going to bring a magazine. This is my ephemera book. And I'm going to go through here and I'm going to see what calls to me to use from page to page. And I really like this guy. I think I'm going to cut him out. There's a piece of acetate, maybe 1 inch wide and about 7 inches long. I'm going to play with this and glue it to the top of a piece of cardboard. I have an idea. Put that acetate there. And then I'm going to glue my clown guy onto this card. Glue my clown onto there. And I will cut him out when he dries. I'm going to take a very small magnet and tacky glue, and I'm going to glue that magnet onto there. Bring in a bit of gaffer tape to put over that magnet. Make sure that that stays put. And then put some underpants on top of the magnet and the gaffer tape. And let that dry. So of course my clown was not dry, so when I put him over this way, some of the paper stuck to my workspace, of course. And you know what? I am okay with that. So we're just going to continue to walk forward. I'm going to let him dry, let the cover of the book dry, and then come back. I'm going to bring in my Stabilo, go around the edge of the image on the front and the back. And spit and smudge that. Bring in my black StazOn and hit some of the embossed edges. Bring those forward a little bit. Get some decoration on the front and on the back. So I hit the front with the black StazOn and the back with the black StazOn and a little bit over the spine. Nice and grungy. Okay, here it is, the front and the back. My acetate needs to be cleaned off a little bit. I'll do that at a later date. But we have the front and the back of our altered book begun. Go create, go play, go have fun.